Hey, good morning. It is Yolanda Lewis for our Tuesday Simply Irresistible broadcast. And I am running behind. I'm running behind, but I am here. I am present and I am ready. If you are also here, present and ready, go ahead and drop those rockets so that I can see you and celebrate the fact that you are here to learn about and talk about today. Our discussion is all about marketing. And we're going to just touch on marketing a little bit because let's see here. I want to make sure 1 second before I dive into this. So let's see. I want to make sure that we are in the right space. We're in the right space. So a couple more seconds, couple more seconds. I thank you for your patience. I really, truly do. Good morning. I see you just joined in. All right, so we're going to just go ahead and keep going. I can't find where the post is so that I can make sure that everyone else who wanted to join was a part. But I want to talk about marketing today because we're getting ready to shift our focus from branding to marketing this month. This month is all about helping you to market better. And what I want to talk about today briefly is what you should say and when you should say it. When do you even start talking about your project? When do you start talking about your offer? How many weeks in advance? All that good stuff. All right. So the first thing I want to talk about is timing. All right, type timing in the comments below if you are with me. Let's talk about timing. When we look at timing as it relates to you sharing about your book and or your offer, you want to give at least about a 2-week lag time. And the reason is because you want to get people ready for how you are going to help them. And you also want to use that as an opportunity to hear what the streets are saying about your particular topic. So when you introduce the fact that you're launching a book on X topic, not I'm launching a book, go buy my book. Because as we know, go buy my book is not a sustainable marketing or branding strategy for your efforts. You're not going to make money on that. So I want you to know that in advance. If you've never heard me say that, you will always hear me say that buy my book is not a sustainable strategy for your author success. Okay. So with that being said, I want you to focus on timing and looking and taking and being intentional about that 2-week lead time that you're going to give your audience to be able to be interested, right? You're going to not just 2 weeks, you announce it once and then you wait 2 weeks. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about 2 weeks out from when you're going to launch, whether it is your book and or your offer, you are in the face of your audience, not just announcing and telling them that this is coming, but giving them value. As you know, in the Intentional Entrepreneur Group, everything we do is not only intentional, but it's all about value. And so you want to make sure that when you're sharing during that 2-week lead time, you are providing tremendous value to your audience relevant to the topic that your offer and or book is going to be about. Okay. So that's very key. 2 weeks. In that 2 weeks, you are not, or let me say this first. When you make that initial post, okay, well, let's talk about really quickly what to say. When you make that initial post, what you want to do is be sure that, got a lot going on here. You want to be sure that, excuse me, let's go back to this. Okay, you want to be sure that you are giving a call to action. I can't tell you how many times authors only. Good morning. I see folks joining in. If you're dropping in, go ahead and give me those rockets because I want to see you. All right. So not only do authors get so excited and wrapped up in the actual opportunity to share, right? Because you're excited, you've been working hard behind the scenes, and everyone doesn't know. And now's the final moment to share. And all you do is share that you just did this or you did all of this work. And guess what? Nobody cares about that. They only care what's in it for them. So give them that. All right. So in your post, your initial post, you should have a call to action. All right? That call to action can be the initiation and the beginning of you starting to build out your list. All right? Your audience list, your email list, your contact list, so that you can continue to nurture the audience and or invite them into your personal Facebook group and nurture the audience there. Okay? So you don't want to, the way you don't sound salesy when you do that is that you don't say, buy my book. Because that in and of itself is saying it's kind of all about you when the post needs to be all about them. So you reposition that same buy my book phrase with, if you need help with this, I can help. And here's how I can help. Go and do this, right? Call to action, very clear. Go and do this because this is what you're going to get out of that. That's what people want to know, and that's what you kind of say in that sentence, in that phrase. All right, but make sure that you have a call to action. So let's say you are announcing that your book is available for purchase or not yet available for purchase. You just published your book and it's going to be available in 2 weeks, all right? And or you have an offer that your initial offer is going to drop in 2 weeks. The way you want to position that is to say, in order to take full advantage and get the skinny details and whatever other incentive you want to add to what you're about to share, to get them to buy that sense of urgency, you're going to say, hey, I want you to, with that sense of urgency, go get on the list now so you can be the first to implement this solution for whatever problem it is that you solve. All right? So the call to action is for them to go and do something. Not necessarily or only exclusively to say congratulations. Because if you need all that congratulations, which we do need the congratulations, but if you only need the congratulations, or that's all you're looking for, and only you will know that, right? If you're honest with yourself, only you will know that. If you're only looking for that, you're going to miss the opportunity to help someone else, which is the whole name of the game that we play as authors and authorpreneurs. All right, we help people and we're intentional about doing it. So you want to give yourself, in terms of timing, 2 weeks, okay? And the way you introduce that first post is through a call to action that is relative to your audience's solution, all right? The next thing I want to talk about is, what do you say during those 2 weeks, all right? Those are the only two things I'm going to talk about today. Number one, timing, and number two, what do you say during those 2 weeks? Do you need to go live every day? No. You don't. You can, but you don't. Okay? You don't need to go live every day. Do you need to have your group up? Yes. So that you can refer people there, because sometimes the call to action might not be go to my website per se and get this offer. It may be go to the group, because you're going to have a whole lot more offers there that they would be interested in. All right? So you got to know your call to action and have those things set up in advance. But what do you say during that time? Do you have to go live every day? No. Okay, I recommend going live at least twice, and in that 2 week time frame, and then of course posting a couple of times and asking for the sale and or asking for that call to action to be had within the rest of the week. Okay, that 2 week lead time, those 2 lives that you are going to give should be some type of piece or training or bite size. If you think of, I don't know why this popped in my head because I didn't even eat yet. But chocolate cake, and I have no craving for chocolate cake right now, but I'm thinking about chocolate cake. That's what popped in my head. If you were to eat a piece of chocolate cake, a piece of chocolate cake, right? If you were to give someone a piece of chocolate cake and they like chocolate cake, more than likely they're going to want another bite, all right? A bite of chocolate cake, I should say. They're going to want another bite, okay? So in you giving them that other bite is your offer, is your book. Okay, so I want you to look at it in that. I hope that example helped. Look, I'm going to celebrate the fact that that was an example all by myself. Here we go. Okay, all right. So in that example, I want you to give bite-sized information that's a part of the bigger cake. I want you to give bite-sized information that's a part of the bigger piece. Okay, depending on what it is that you are positioning to offer to your audience, whether it is your book and or it is, a part of your offer or the first step into your offer ladder. All right, and if you don't know about offer ladder, there's 2 ways that you can find out more about it. you can actually look into the archives of this group and check out the challenge that we did. We did a live challenge that was phenomenal, and you will learn so much from that live challenge in the activities. Or if you don't have time to look through that, you can actually join a webinar that I created that walks you through the whole entire value ladder and creating that offer as an author, so that you can go and make the greatest impact in the world possible. Okay. So if you want that information, drop that rocket below and I will reply with the link. You'll see it also later this week to make sure that you get it, because I want you to be able to think about, even if you haven't finished your book yet, it is so important for you to think about the offer that you're going to put together in collaboration with the published book that you're going to announce. Why? Because you need to have a plan. You need to have a plan for what happens after you launch. That is absolutely critical. It's going to be the biggest part of your business, is what you are going to do after you launch that book. Because let me tell you something, this is a promise. If after you launch that book, you've tapped out your friends and family circle, you don't have a plan, book doesn't go any further. And it's not because your book isn't good. It's not because you didn't say the right things or the cover wasn't the prettiest or whatever. That's not the reason. The reason is because you didn't plan to go beyond. You didn't plan to stretch yourself to make the greatest impact ever, to make the biggest impact possible. And that happens first through being intentional with your planning before you even announce, okay? All right, so that is today's Simply Irresistible broadcast. I am so glad you were able to join me. If you're here for the replay, go ahead and tap the replay. Actually, there's no replay button, but you can hashtag replay so that I can see that you were here for the replay, all right? I'll see you again real soon. I'll be coming on again probably this week. Otherwise, I will see you again really, really soon, okay? Take care. Bye now.